The Dallas Cowboys have made one of the most controversial moves in recent years. Team owner Jerry Jones traded star defender Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers and, in return, acquired both an important defensive player in Kenny Clark and draft picks that could shape the future. On paper, many have called this move a step backward. After all, Parsons was one of those rare talents capable of changing the outcome of games not only for Dallas, but across the entire NFL. So why did Jerry Jones take such a risk? And more importantly, did this risk actually make the Cowboys stronger? That's where the real debate begins. With this move, Dallas didn't just lose a player. They also freed up $19 million in cap space, reaching a total of $42 million in salary room for the 2025 season. In NFL terms, that's a massive amount of flexibility. It gives them leverage, especially when it comes to renewing contracts for future cornerstones like cornerback Darren Bland and left tackle Tyler Smith. And this has been a foundation of Jones's plan for years. Sacrifice a superstar in the short term to build long-term roster depth with multiple quality players. But is this really a winning strategy in the NFL? Looking at the last 4 seasons, the Cowboys have made the playoffs 3 times but managed only 1 win. Even with Parsons, a star like few others, the team's fate didn't change. What was the common thread in their playoff defeats? A weakness in run defense. Against the 49ers and Packers, the Cowboys allowed a combined 425 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. This is why the Kenny Clark move, at first glance a replacement, is actually more strategic. Dallas is no longer building a defense around just one star, but try and create a balanced unit where multiple players contribute. But here's the real question. Will such a big gamble actually pay off? When Jerry Jones says, "Our team got better with this trade," could he be right? Or is this the beginning of a long rebuild for Cowboys? In this video, we'll break down the decision step by step, the financial impact, the roster planning, and most importantly, whether the Cowboys truly are better. If you want to understand how moves like this shape team chemistry, game plans, and league dynamics, buckle up. This analysis is full of more than just numbers. It's about the strategies behind the scenes. And before we dive in, if you enjoy detailed NFL breakdowns like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. Does Jerry Jones's radical move really build a foundation for a future championship, or does it set the Cowboys back? The first step in understanding this move is putting the financial realities on the table. In the NFL, winning championships isn't just about stars on the field. Just as important is how you manage the salary cap. As Jerry Jones himself says, proper allocation of resources doesn't determine just a day, but the next 3 to 5 years. That's exactly the equation behind the Parsons-Clark trade. Micah Parsons was a defensive star without question, one of the league's elite when it came to pressuring quarterbacks. But his contract was about to become a major financial burden for Dallas. Had he stayed, Parsons would have eaten up a huge portion of the 2025 salary cap, making it nearly impossible to build depth at other positions. To avoid that, Dallas chose to move him at peak value. In return, they didn't just get a proven defensive force in Kenny Clark, but also open up $19 million in cap room, reaching $42 million in flexibility overall. By NFL standards, that's a major weapon, especially when it comes to making aggressive moves in free agency. Here's the critical question. Who is this flexibility for? According to Jones, the goal isn't to add just one new star. His vision is to bring in multiple Pro Bowl level players. Extending young talent like Darren Bland and Tyler Smith is a top priority. But that's not all. 2 first-round draft picks give Dallas both depth and the option to make a blockbuster trade for 1 or 2 key players. To see if this works, just look at recent successful NFL teams. The Kansas City Chiefs, despite Patrick Mahomes' massive contract, have stayed competitive year after year. How? By keeping their core stars while surrounding them with young, cost-effective depth. Jerry Jones seems to be aiming for a similar formula. Sacrifice a superstar like Parsons to gain 3 to 5 quality contributors and create long-term stability. But here's the risk that can't be ignored. Can Parsons' role really be replaced? Kenny Clark can strengthen the run defense, yes. But Parsons brought game-changing pass rush pressure in critical moments. To fill that gap, it won't just take Clark. It will take depth and flawless coordination across the defensive front. Cowboys leadership is confident, though. As Stephen Jones put it, we can cover Micah's absence as a team. The true value of this trade will only be clear at the end of the 2025 season. If Dallas spends his cap space wisely, bolstering both defense and offense with the right pieces, this could go down as a turning point for years to come. But if they squander it, this deal could be remembered as a historic mistake. So, which strategic targets does this cap space open the door to? Which positions will be upgraded? And, most importantly, how will it affect team chemistry? We'll dive into those questions in the next part. The Dallas Cowboys' decision to trade Micah Parsons and bring in Kenny Clark wasn't just a roster move. It was a strategic choice that reshapes the team's future. With a huge cap space, 2 first-round picks, and a new defensive setup, everything on paper points to a more flexible and stronger long-term roster. But in the NFL, plans on paper don't always translate to the field. Team chemistry, player fit, and decision-making in critical moments are just as important as numbers. Jerry Jones called his bold move with the words, "We are a better team today than we were yesterday." But fans still ask the same question. Losing a superstar like Parsons, would that be a long-term gain or the start of a drawn-out rebuild? Kenny Clark's impact on a run defense is significant, but the true payoff will only come with wins in the seasons ahead. If the Cowboys play the free agency market smartly and use their draft capital wisely, today's controversial move could be the first step toward tomorrow's championship run. Now I'll ask you, do you think this move saves the Cowboys' future, or did they lose their biggest chance by giving up a superstar? Share your thoughts in the comments. This debate isn't just about today. It's about the next several years of the NFL. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, because in our next breakdown, we'll dive into how the Cowboys might use this cap space, which stars are on their radar, which surprise trades could be in play, and whether this team can really transform into a championship contender before the 2025 season begins. Stay tuned, and keep watching as the Cowboys enter a new era